Hey there guys, and welcome back. Could it be we are in the Sending Supporters to Space Factory finally again with another update on what's going on. So it has been a very long time since I've been on this map. It's been a very long time since I've done an update video, and I do very much apologize for that. Basically what the deal is, was and is a little bit, is that to update the lists for the people to be launched, it's pretty much a massive headache, very huge headache, and I was avoiding it and trying to figure out a better way to do it, and I think I have a fairly easier way to do things. So I wanted to let you know that the series, the series as a series, it's kind of done, but as reaching our goal, it's not done. All right, I said I was going to launch everybody. I want to launch everybody, and I want to stick to my word. And it's been a struggle to figure out how to get things updated without just spending like endless hours trying to do it. So you'll see here that we're still launching people. This shows, we now have like 9,000 subs almost to launch, YouTube subs, past what we have here. We have to launch almost 25,000 now. Twitch names, we ran out of follows. I have actually about 2,000 more followers in this almost exactly now. And I need to implement those names. I know how to do it. I just didn't have time to do it before this video, but I wanted to make this video. So I can probably get that updated within the next couple days. And then Patreon as well, I will figure out something to do with that. But yeah, I want to let you know we're still working on this. It's still going. I'm actually like looking at this, and parts of it actually look like unfamiliar because it's been so long since I've been on here. I like don't even remember parts of this. This map is nuts, man. It's I love it. I love it so much. It's awesome. So we're working on Fall Robot Speed 19, and then also the other thing is other problem is I didn't really have because now that I'm doing this full time, I'm on my computer most of the day, and I can't really do much else while I'm running this in the background. I can watch videos or whatever, but I can't do any recording with stuff while this is running in the background. So it's very difficult for me to actually let it run. But I have kind of freed up some time in the morning, like a couple hours where I'm not really on my computer, where I can let this run almost every day for at least like 2 hours or so. In the morning, which will slowly but surely get us to that point where we reach our goals here. We're still launching about 4 a minute. However, the one issue is we may actually end up running out of resources before we can finish this. I may have to get in some workforce, some help to come get resources. You can see this thing's completely out, which means all these trains are actually just stopped. Actually, most of this, like this iron outpost, is completely dead. Some of these are running very low. Even with this massive mining productivity we have, this 573, this stuff is just like, it almost looks like some sort of like space fighter or something. We are running very low on resources and trains. As you remember, this is a super train heavy map, so that's kind of the deal. I may need to dedicate a stream with some supporters or something to come help and just do more outposting and such to get things moving again. Things aren't halted, but they're going to be eventually, because normally there should be like 20 trains in here and there's only like 6 or 7, so it's definitely going to come to a halt here in the not too distant future. But things I think are still going okay for now. You can see we're still doing about 4.2k science a minute here. Green's actually like 4.5. But yeah, it's been such a long time since I've done this. I know a lot of you probably just gave up and figured that I was just not going to finish it out, which I feel really bad about, because this is really important, and it's really important to me to honor this and to launch you guys into space as you all have supported me, and I do certainly intend to still do that. It's just because basically, for those of you who actually are curious as to why it's a pain, pretty much, one, the Twitch followers and patrons are constantly changing. Some people will stop following, or some people will stop supporting on Patreon, and then new people will come along, you know, quite often. Patreon, not as much, but usually like every month I get a few new ones and then some leave. Twitch is obviously far more often than that. People unfollow quite a bit and I get, you know, like 100 or 200 followers a month and such there. And it's like, with how the mod works is I need to pretty much add all the new names at the end of the list that's currently implemented in the mod. I can't just like copy paste like the whole current Twitch follower list like over the current one that's in the mod, if that makes sense, because it will like screw up where this is in its place, like where its place is in the list. But the problem is, if I get my Twitch followers list, it doesn't know to differentiate ones I've already launched or not. So I then have to somehow go in and like get rid of all the duplicates and then put the new ones into the bottom and such. And that one's actually the easiest. The Patreon, it's a complete mess because like people are under different names, or some people have changed their names, and then like also just for privacy purposes, I like someone, you know, a lot of people on Patreon actually have their real name. So I'm just doing their real name, like their real first name and the first initial for the last name rather than their full last name. But Patreon doesn't give it to me like that. I have to go in to like, however, it's like 150 or 200 Patreons and like manually go in and remove all except the first letter of their last name. And then once I've done that, then I would have to go in and get rid of all the duplicates for the same reason I explained with the Twitch, and then add the new ones at the end of the list, and then differentiate which ones are the patron pluses, the $20 and up level. And it's like, it is an absolute nightmare to do this. I'm going to try to find, like I said, I think I found an easier way to do it, at least for the Twitch followers. It should be not nearly as difficult. The Patreon thing, I'm still trying to figure out, but yeah, so that's kind of the deal. You know, I'm really trying to get on this and get the list updated. I mean, it's okay for now. Like, mainly now, I just need to let the thing run. Because, you know, we're still like 9,000 YouTube subs behind. And that's all it's launching right now, which is totally fine. Because we need to catch up on that. But I will get the list updated. And then I need to just let this run in the background. And like I said, I found some time now, like in the morning, where I can do that. So things should be kicking back on here soon. And you can probably expect a stream soon with supporters or maybe like Will and Mojo or something as well to help come outpost and get things running at complete full speed again. But there you go, guys. I wanted to give you an update, let you know I haven't completely abandoned it. I know there's been like 2 updates before this where I say the same thing, and I mean, I'm not. If I were to completely abandon it, I would let you know. Like, it's been in the back of my mind for months. Like, seriously, like every couple weeks, I think like, damn, I really need to finish this, and I plan to finish this, and I just need to figure out how. So trust me, if I were going to abandon this, I would let you know. I would make a video and I would tell you, you know, I've given up. I'm not going to finish it. Okay, so even though these updates, there's been like 2 before this and they've been kind of the same spiel, basically it's just finding the time, and it's a nightmare to implement the new people. So that's why that's why I just keep doing these, because I want to let you know what's going on, but let you know I'm not ending it. Now, one other option, and I want your feedback down below for this. One other option, and this is completely up to you guys. It would make it a hell of a lot easier for me, but I completely understand if you don't want to do it this way, and you know, and such. But the other option is, since this series was made quite a long time ago and such, and is based off these lists, we could just have like a legacy thing. I don't even know if that's the right word. Where like basically I don't implement anyone new that's not already on these lists, because pretty much these lists are up to date as of like the last time I actively played on this map, right? So at that point, you know, I could just, the subs, we can launch all my YouTube subs because they're not they're not a name, they're just a number. But for the followers and patrons, since this like series was, you know, a long time ago and kind of like back when all those people were following and, you know, pledging, We could just have it just use the current list and I just don't add in new people. That feels kind of not a right thing to do, because, you know, the people who are following now aren't any less important. The people who are pledging now aren't any less important. Pretty much the only reasoning there would be that, you know, it is kind of like a legacy thing, that this series was for those, you know, for the stuff then, and such. But let me know down below, like, if you guys are fine with me doing it that way, then I'll just do it that way, and it would save me a ton of time. But if you don't think that's right, then let me know, and I will take the time and I will implement the new people, because, you know, I think that's kind of fair. But I want to hear what you guys think. Anyway, that'll do it. As always, thank you for all the support. That's what this series is for, is honoring you guys, and I just really appreciate it. Let me know down below, guys, and until the next time, I look forward to seeing you all, and do take care.